Night is quiet, dark, and full of dangers. These stories aren't here to comfort you. They're here to send chills down your spine. Put on your headphones, turn off the lights, and listen, only if you dare, because DarkVerse will whisper the deepest fears. Story 1. The House with the Red Door. I had just moved into a quiet neighborhood on the edge of town. The houses were old but charming, each with its own history. My place was small, affordable, and perfect for someone like me trying to start fresh. But what drew my attention the most wasn't my own home. It was the house across the street. It had a red door. The color wasn't faded or chipped like the rest of the neighborhood. It was vivid, freshly painted, almost unnaturally bright. And no matter the time of day, it always seemed to glow faintly. I asked my neighbor, an elderly woman named Martha, about it. "Oh, that house," she said, lowering her voice. "Don't pay it any mind. It's been empty for years. No one goes in, no one comes out." That didn't make sense. I had seen lights flickering inside at night, shadows passing the windows. Once I even heard music, soft piano music drifting through the still air. Curiosity got the best of me. One evening, just before dusk, I walked across the street. The red door loomed in front of me. I knocked. No answer. I pressed my ear to the wood. Nothing. I turned to leave when I heard a soft click. The door opened, just slightly. I stepped inside. The air was thick and warm, like someone had been living there. Furniture was covered in white sheets. Dust floated in the golden light, filtering through stained glass windows. Everything was still, too still. And then I heard it again. The piano, a gentle, melancholic tune playing somewhere deeper in the house. I followed the sound as I moved through the rooms. I felt the air grow colder, the lights dimmer. The melody led me to a hallway, at the end of which was another door, this one black. When I opened it, the music stopped. Inside was a room with nothing but the piano and a single chair. On the wall behind it, a message written in deep red: "Play with me." The keys began moving on their own, a tune I didn't recognize. My legs moved without my control. I sat, and then I played. My hands danced across the keys, notes spilling out of me I'd never learned. The house began to hum, the walls pulsing with every chord. I wanted to stop. I couldn't. The red door slammed shut. I don't know how long I played. Hours, days. Time didn't exist in that room. Eventually, I woke up, on my floor, in my house. I looked across the street. The red door was gone, painted over in dull gray. But some nights, when the wind is just right, I hear the piano, and I know the house still remembers me. Story 2. She watches from the water.
The lake behind my grandfather's cabin was usually as still as glass. That's why I noticed the movement so clearly that morning. Just a single circle expanding outwards in the water, and no wind. I was staying alone that weekend. No cell signal, no distractions. I was hoping for peace. Instead, I found whispers. That first night, I couldn't sleep. There was a faint sound outside, like voices murmuring beneath the surface of the lake. I stepped onto the porch, shivering. Nothing but the moon and the black water. But the sound didn't stop. It was calling me, softly. I told myself it was wind or frogs or something. But the next night it happened again. And this time I saw something. A woman, standing in the lake, waist deep, pale, hair clinging to her face. She was staring at the cabin, staring at me. I froze. I looked down for a second, just a blink, and when I looked back, she was gone. The next morning, I checked the edge of the water. Footprints, no mud disturbed, like no one had ever been there. I called my grandfather that afternoon. His voice went cold when I told him. "You saw her too," he whispered. "Who?" "The one who drowned in 72. She was pregnant. They say she walks the lake, looking for what was taken from her." I didn't believe in ghosts, but I believed in what I saw.
That night, I boarded up the windows, kept every light on, but the whispers returned, louder, desperate, like pleading. I put in my earbuds, blasted music. Still, underneath it all, I heard my name. Closer. I woke up choking. The room was ice cold. The front door wide open. Outside in the dark, I saw wet footprints leading from the water to my bed. I left the cabin that morning, never returned, but sometimes when I pass by still water, I swear I hear a name whispered, and it's always mine.
Story 3. The call wasn't real.
One night at exactly 2:43 a.m., my phone rang. On the screen, unknown number. Half asleep, I felt something was wrong. I answered. Hello. No reply. Just breathing. Cold. Deep. Unnatural. Breathing. I hung up, but it rang again. Same number. Same breathing. This time, I waited. Then, the voice whispered,
"Don't sleep. He's coming."
I dropped the phone. My heart was pounding. Then, I heard footsteps outside. Someone was standing at my window. I peeked through the curtain. And just then, the phone rang for the third time. I didn't answer, but the screen lit up. It was my own number. Frozen. I picked it up. It was my voice on the line. "Don't look outside. He saw you." The door handle began to turn. It was locked, but someone was trying to get in. I called the police. When they arrived, there was no one inside, but outside my window, footprints in the dirt, and one word scratched into the glass. Awake. Since that night, my phone rings every night at 2:43, and I never answer, but he's still out there, and he's still watching me.
Story 4. The mirror doesn't. She did every morning. Emily stood in front of the mirror. Same toothbrush, same scent of soap, same tired face. But today, something was different. When she looked at the mirror, she saw an expression on her face she didn't make. Her eyebrows were raised, her eyes narrowed, as if the reflection wasn't looking at her, it was studying her. She chuckled while making her coffee. "Get a grip," she muttered. Must have been the fatigue. Sleep-deprived eyes and a quiet house. Nothing unusual. But from that day on, every time she looked in the mirror, the reflection changed, subtly. At first, it was small things. A blink when she didn't blink. Then one morning, a bruise appeared on the reflection's cheek. Emily touched her face. Nothing. But in the mirror, her lip looked bitten. Deeply. One night, she jolted awake. She heard a faint creak from the bathroom door across the house. She walked there slowly, switched on the light. The mirror was fogged up. No one had taken a shower. In the middle of the mist was a handprint, small, delicate, but from the inside. After that night, Emily started avoiding mirrors. She placed sticky notes everywhere. Don't look. Living room, bedroom, bathroom. But the mirrors found ways to be seen. Every night, one evening she decided to get rid of them all. As she pried the bathroom mirror off the wall, it cracked, slicing her hand. Drops of blood fell onto the floor. But her reflection didn't flinch. It stood there, smiling, a smile that wasn't hers. From that night on, she had the same dream. The other Emily, standing at the foot of her bed, tilting her head slightly, watching her sleep. In one of those dreams, the reflection leaned close to her ear and whispered,
"Only one of us belongs here."
The next morning, Emily stood in front of the mirror. She didn't see her reflection. Her heart froze. Then suddenly, there it was. But the reflection didn't move.